Like an actual script. But I mean, this is not, I say an actual script, but this is just like some random shit that I wrote down. And I don't know, I might just like go off script. Anyway, this is gonna shock literally no one because I was talking about this in pretty much every single video that I've posted that I am like an extremely anxious person. But yeah, I wanted to talk about in my notes I just have one that just says mental health, cringe and gay. Um, Not that I think it's like cringe and gay to be mentally healthy. It's just I don't know, the way some people talk about it makes me want to jump off a bridge. But wait, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. It makes me want to jump off a bridge in Minecraft. So what do I have here? Okay, I was just thinking about anxiety in particular earlier, and I had a couple of points I wanted to make about it. First of all, I just wanted, I, it sounds like I'm giving a school project, like a school, like, presentation. Um, yeah, I kind of hate that it feels, at least to me, to be, like, trivialized as far as, like, mental health conditions go, because, I don't know. Like, I feel like anxiety and depression both have kind of, like, gotten, like, overused, and, yeah, like, they've turned into, like, buzzwords, is what I said. Yeah, lots of terms being buzzwords. Um, and I feel like anxiety is like one of like the worst, like, or like the biggest, like, victims of like people just saying that because literally everyone, I mean, everyone can be anxious. Like, I mean, everyone gets like nervous, but like having like an actual, like, I don't know, like a diagnosis, I don't want to say, that sounds so cringe, but, like actually having like a generalized anxiety disorder, or like having like panic attacks, like on the regular, or like really intense anxiety. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of like, oh, like you're anxious, like you're just like you're a little bit scared, like you're like a little bit nervous because you're gonna give like a big presentation tomorrow, you know. But it can be like literally life ruining. And I just hate that. You know, like when you say like, oh yes, like I have anxiety or like I'm like an anxious person, I just feel like the first thing people think or like the connotations are kind of like cringe and like corny and like, oh, like I'm just a little anxious or like I'm just a little depressed. I don't know, I just feel like it gets watered down. What did I actually write? Something like that. Yeah, despite lots of terms and buzzwords and stuff getting like mainstream, I feel like they're like degrading in actual meaning over time. And I feel like anxiety is one of the worst cases of this, other than OCD. OCD, anyone who has OCD, like, my sincerest condolences to you because maybe not as much, but I definitely remember in like the like 2010s, like early 2000s, I don't know, like that era, like whenever I was like a kid or like I was in like middle school. Literally everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm so OCD, like I have to like organize my clothes a certain way. I'm so OCD, I don't want my house to be dirty." That's like literally not what OCD is at all. Like, holy shit. Those memes and quotation marks are so cringe. Like, dude, not to be the woke police, not to be too woke and try to police people's terminology, but I don't know. I just find it really cringe and like, I mean, if you want to say that, obviously go ahead. Nobody can stop you, but it just kind of makes you sound, bleh, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah. The other one that I hate, freaking the people saying neurospicy dude, or like everyone saying, I think everyone has a little bit of autism. Like, holy shit, that makes me want to like blow my brains out. Oh God, it's just like so like no, like not everyone, you know what I mean. Anyway, oh yeah, what did I say? Yeah, neurospicy. That term makes me want to chop off my own head and feed it to wild dogs. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like anxiety especially has been kind of turned into this idea of being a little nervous or like, oh, I'm so scared about insert particular event here. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. That is anxiety too, but that's not like all of it or like the majority of it, at least for me in my experience. Like, no, yeah, it's so much more than that and honestly so much worse speaking from experience. Like the severity can just be terrible. And when I think of anxiety, I think of something that often comes out of nowhere and is completely debilitating. And feeling like you're going to actually die, truly die, or even something worse, which, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know exactly what that would be, because you, like, can't even visualize it. That's like a bad part for me, too, because it's not even like I necessarily think of, like, a particular negative outcome or something that's, like, like, I'm envisioning in my head, and, like, I can, like, because you can, like, kind of, like, not, like, reason with that, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of, like, wrap your head around that. Like, oh, I'm, like, nervous about this particular event because I feel like it is going to go this way. And then you can kind of, like, visualize that and be like, okay, well, what if it does go this way? Then, like, so what? But for me, it's just more of, like, an overwhelming feeling. Like, it's more of, like a somatic thing. Like, it's, like, in, my body. Like, I am just, like, terrified. And it's like this, like, nebulous feeling of, like, something is going to go terribly wrong, or, like, I'm doomed. And, like, I wouldn't even know what to tell you, like, that I, like, think is going to happen, because, like, that's not the important part. The important part is, like, how awful it feels. And anyway, yeah. What did I, I'm sorry. I keep, like, not reading what I actually put down. Yeah, you're going to truly die. You feel like you're going to truly die, or just the worst thing imaginable is going to happen to you if you even try to make a change in your life. It's a horrifying experience. It really is. Because literally, even, like, the smallest tasks, like, I want to, like, go grocery shopping, or I want to, like, go for a walk. Literally, you have to push through this, like, whole, like, wave of, like, just, like, negative feeling that, like, is, like, basically your body's survival mechanism. Like, you basically have to push against, like, a feeling like I am literally in danger. I am going to die. And, like, my body is trying to desperately save me from, like, my own demise. But I just have to, like, casually push through that and be like, yeah, I'm anxious. And everyone's like, oh, okay, you're just anxious, And then, like, it just pisses me off. Anyway, yeah, that's one of my points. I think people trivialize anxiety, trivialize anxiety way too much and go, well, everyone has a bit of anxiety, right? Like, bruh, oh my god. It's like, I just want to explain how it feels inside, because it's excruciating. I really don't understand how I'm meant to just go about life after some of the things that I experience. One night you just have a horrid panic attack and are quite literally convinced you are going to die. More than that, you're convinced something horrible is going to happen, the worst thing imaginable. You don't even know what it is. You're past that. It's just this feeling of doom. And not only do you feel it mentally, it is in your body too. It's in your body, and you're actually losing it, and you just can't calm down, and you're shaking all over. You just know that the end is at hand. And then it stops, but you're left with the after effects of it for days, and you just want to scream, but you feel like you can't tell anyone because it's just anxiety. No, literally, that was another thing I was thinking about one time when I was, like, planning this out in my head. I literally have, like, felt like I was, like, going to die, and then just had to, like, go about life. Like, your body, your brain, whatever, it doesn't know the difference between, like, an actual threat and, like, a fake threat. So from the outside, it might sound, like, stupid. Like, oh yeah, I thought I was gonna die, and, like, you weren't even close to, like, anything, like, quote unquote, that bad happening, like, literally. But, you just kind of have to, like, live with that. Like, oh yes, I've, like, had, like, these, like, 10,000 experiences that my mind has logged as me being near death. And then I'm just supposed to, like, deal with that and, like, shrug it off and be like, oh yeah, it's fine. I was just a little nervous. Like, anyway. Yeah. I feel like people do that with a lot of things, though. Yeah, they downplay them to make everyone feel better, and it just drives me insane. Like, why is nobody, like, I don't know if people just don't feel it, or if they're just not honest, but, like, I feel like it's so hard to, like, actually talk to people about this stuff, or at least, like, with, like, any, like, vulnerability, like, cause I don't know, I just feel like everything gets, like, this kind of, like, ooh, like, I don't know. Like, when you, like, transition, like, your feelings into, like, the real world, it's almost just like they get, like, filtered, or, like, for me, at least, they get, like, cut down. And I feel like I, like, can't be honest about, like, my feelings. I don't know. There's no point in blaming other people for that. I think it's just, like, the way the world is, or the way society is, or whatever the hell. I just wish I could talk to people about this stuff and, like, have them relate and have them not be, like, freaked, like, whenever you, like, bring this stuff up. Because I feel like I have definitely, like, freaked people out before with, like, my intensity and, like, just trying to, like, be honest about how I'm feeling. Anyway, Yeah, you feel like you can't express the depth and intensity of your emotions and experiences because you'll be disturbing the peace. Yeah, that is gonna, yeah, the song from Persona 3, disturbing the peace, Persona 3 Reload. Anyway, it's like, oh, I gotta act like I'm fine, like I'm normal, because I don't want to bring down the vibe. But what vibe? The fake ass bitch vibe where we all pretend like we're totally okay and not wanting to scream and cry and break shit on the inside. Not to be edgy or something like that, but no, actually to be edgy. Like, I don't care. I will always be the edgy bitch. I will always be forever and always thinking of Linkin Park in my heart. Seriously. I've been like that since middle school. I don't even give a shit at this point. I will be extra and over the top, and if that's what people call it, call me corny or some shit for like being honest with my emotions, I don't care. I mean, I do care a little bit, obviously, but I'm just going to keep not caring until I legitimately don't care because I cannot be bothered to be fake and like palatable to people because it just pisses me off so bad. Let them all hate me. Let them think I'm a freak and shun me from society. I don't care. Anyway, um, yeah, it's edgy or something. That shit is awful. It literally is awful. I don't know. Just hearing people say stuff like, take care of your mental health, guys. It's important. Like, which is not a bad message, okay? But it always seems like it's, ooh, like, not everybody. Not everybody who says that I'm, like, taking issue with. I just feel like it's certain, like, ways that people say it are, like, kind of, like, what am I thinking of? Like, condescending. It's, like, condescending. I'm like, oh, like, I don't know. I just feel like they just want you to like go to a therapist and then like shut up about it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, just take care of your mental health. It's so easy. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go to the therapist and she will magically fix all my problems. That doesn't happen. At least not for me. Yeah, just go take some pills and like half lobotomize yourself and it will just be better. I mean, honestly, pills do work for some people. Me personally, I hate them. I took Zoloft for like 5 years and I feel like it did nothing but made me feel like a zombie. And I don't know. I feel like I regained a lot of myself after coming off of it because I was just like in like a freaking slump. I don't know what was going on. And it also did not even prevent me from having like really bad panic, really bad like depersonalization, derealization, whatever you want to call it, and like being traumatized. Yeah. Didn't save me from having that. So whatever. Anyway. Yeah, it kind of pisses me off because I feel like they're just saying it to say it. Yeah, like I feel like they're like virtue signaling. I don't know. I don't like saying the word virtue signaling because back in the day, back in 2016, 2017, all the freaking, like, right-leaning channels are always like, oh my god, guys, the left is virtue signaling, when they were literally just, like, having, like, some compassion. And so I don't really like saying the virtue signaling, but seriously, I just feel like that. That's, like, the right term for it. Cause I feel like they're saying it because they think it's the right thing to do. Like, they just have to say it, and, like, it makes them, like, feel better, cause they're like, okay, I covered all my bases. Like, I told people to take care of their mental health. Like, oh, I'm such a good person. Let me go jerk myself off. Like, I don't know. It's just cringe to me. Anyway. I mean, it's better than them just not doing anything and being evil, I guess. Yeah. It is. Like, at least they're trying. Even if, like, the motives are, like, not, like, the best motives. Whatever. At least they're trying. Anyway. But it's just, like, real. It's, yeah. I can't talk. Um, it's just, like, be real. Like, just be real. And so I feel a lot of the time, and I just don't think some people even know they're not being real. So there's no point in getting all up in arms about it. But I still do. Oh well, that's my problem, you know. We all have them. That's one of mine. Oh well, oh well. Okay, anyway, that shit got long. Can I condense it into a few points? Yes. I don't like how anxiety has gotten turned into the shitty, stupid word that means nothing now. People have said it too much. To mean too many different things, and it's just gotten really watered down. If I tell someone I have anxiety, they would probably assume, I mean, I get a little nervous sometimes, but that's not the only form of anxiety or the only severity of it. I also get how people downplay their own emotions or those of others just to make sure everyone feels comfortable. I don't want to make people comfortable. I want them to admit that they feel things just like I do. And I want us to all stop pretending that we're okay because no one is ever fully okay. And talking about it shouldn't be reduced to this weird clinical, wow, we all have to work together to make sure everything is okay thing. But not actually care when people are upset or hurting. I mean, on the flip side, some people really don't want to be helped and it only makes it worse to let them take out all those pent up feelings on you. Yeah. But I mean, showing emotions to each other in a non-abusive and healthy way, just being vulnerable and bearing your soul to someone. Because I feel like that's something we kind of lost. Or maybe we never had it. I don't know. I guess I just disdain society. We live in a society. And being polite and pleasant all the time. People always talk about mental health and how it's important to take care of your mental health, but it feels like a weird rehearsed speech they're being forced to give at gunpoint rather than any kind of genuine, empathetic response to people that are hurting. Not everyone who says that stuff is disingenuous. I know that, but I guess I just get tired of hearing it. Okay, anyway, that's basically what I wanted to say. Do I have anything else to say on this topic? Not really. Just that, I don't know, my anxiety levels definitely vary. It used to probably be the worst whenever I was a little kid because I had just come to the realization that we all die someday. And I feel like understandably I didn't really fuck with that. I was kind of like, oh, well that's a little messed up, you know? Like why was I born into this world just to die? Okay, cool. But I mean, as I got older, my like philosophy and like understanding of that has changed. I don't actually, well, our physical body dies. I don't believe that our consciousness ever dies because consciousness is like literally everything. We're all a part of that. Your physical body and personality or what the hell ever might die in quotation marks, but not really. Anyway, it's hard to explain. I'll get into some new age, starseed, indigo child, indigo prophecy bullshit if I keep talking. But yeah, it was the worst whenever I was a little kid. It was pretty bad in high school. Pretty much every day, whenever I woke up and I heard my alarm clock, I just felt this like awful sense of dread just wash over my whole entire body, and I just wanted to throw up. Some days I would literally just pretend to be sick, or I would just lay in bed like staring at the ceiling, wondering why my life was just so painful and terrible, and why I was being put through all these traumatic things, you know? Yeah, and then it was also like decently bad in college. I missed some days in college. Ooh, that's a story for another day, but I dropped out of college partially because of that. Anyway, and then when I lived with my ex, I was really anxious all the time because I didn't want to piss her off, and I didn't know how to communicate my feelings, and it was a rough situation on both sides. I'm not gonna act like I'm like entirely the victim. I mean, obviously, uh, you know, yeah, some shit went down. It was toxic. Um, so I was anxious then, also because I had a job as a barista. And, ooh, I used to have a job at Starbucks as a barista for a little bit. I quit. But this was another barista position. I was pretty anxious because, dear God, that is also a story for another day. But now my anxiety levels vary. They went down, I think. I can't tell if I just dissociated or if they actually went down when I did my last job because I was with people like pretty much all the time. And I feel like that just kind of forced it to like naturally go down a little bit because I realized, oh wow, like these people aren't going to kill me. Maybe the world isn't such a terrible place after all. Tee hee hee. And now I'm being a neat at home again and I'm hardly going out. So of course my anxiety levels are going to go back up because I'm not challenging myself. Nah. Yeah, I'll challenge myself again someday, bitch. Ooh, whatever. Alright, I'm signing, I'm, I'm signing off. I'm getting off of here. I sincerely apologize to anyone who's listening to this. If you listen to this the whole way, it will probably just be me watching through my whole video. So I'm probably just talking to myself right now. But bestie, whenever you hear this, I'm sorry if that seemed really rehearsed and weird and, you know what I mean. Like I was reading like a school presentation, like I said earlier, because I was like reading a little bit because I had notes. Anyway, bye.